everybody, welcome. Just in time for our next pin video. Come on in, let's go. Hello everybody, I'm Larry the Pin Bug Guy. Welcome to another video for Larry's Fountain Pen. Today, Blue, this is for you out there, buddy, has requested to show him how to make a nib wetter. Well, I'll show you how I make a nib wetter and how I learned. Now remember everybody, if you do this with your pen, I'm not responsible. You take that your own responsibility over your own pen. So don't blame me if you mess up your nib. Just be careful, okay? But you got to start somewhere, right? So I learned, and it's not that bad. So first of all, here's a Jinhao nib that I use. And here is the feed for that Jinhao nib. And they go right together nicely. So, but anyway, Mr. Announcer, this is a
shim. And
this is a
nib.
So, and here's the bigger shim right here. And you can get this anywhere, Anderson pens, Goulets, wherever. So, well, here's the first thing. Here's the pen that I made wetter. And you can do this with the nib. You can put your thumb down and get that nib on your thumb and do it like that. Now, there's no ink in this. But I'll show you with the ink in it.
Now, what you're doing right there, you're spreading the tines.
Right. So I want to spread the tines because they're too close together. And give it a little room to get some ink in there. So that's one way of doing it. And then you want to come over here and do some writing to see if it's wet enough yet. Now, if that doesn't work, and just take your time, there's a lot of checking going on, because you don't want to do this to the tines. Plain spring them. You can also use the cap and do the same thing. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then boom, try it. So that's a couple of ways you can do it. The thumb, or on the cap. Sometimes you can also get the
shim,
and you can stick it right between the
tines.
Very good. Just like that. Okay? Which I've already done. So I'll get this Jinhao nib and show you.
When you did that, how long did you leave the shim in the tines?
Not very long. There's two ways to do it. You can leave the shim in the tines overnight if you want. I've done that before. Or you can just do it this way. You want to get you can leave your nib on the feed. Or you can take it out, whichever way works for you. So, if I have a nib off like this, I'll go in and I'm going to brush like up and down, floss it. I'm in between the time. And I'm going to just floss it back and forth. Now, this is really in there. There. And this is what I do. So this nib is really in there. And I'm just going back and forth. Just like that. And then I'm going to look at it. And it has opened up. Because they were just like that. So it just opened up a little. So, but since it's not in the nib, I don't really know how wet it will be. But this one is the one that I worked on that is wet now. So you saw part 1 of the video. Now this is part 2 of the after. Look at that. Just like I like them. Just like I like them. It's wet. Believe me, wet. This writes really nice. Now it's a lot of fun for me to write with. I enjoy a wet nib. Now, are all my nibs wet? Not all of them, no. They're okay. A lot of my Conklin and Monteverdes, they're all right. They write fine. So eventually I will make some wetter, and some I'll just leave like they are. They're fine. But that's how I make my nibs wetter. Remember, when you order them, here's what they come like, just like this. And the ink I'm using is the Cross black ink. And you can either take the nib completely off, or you can leave it on your pen and get your sham right here and go right through the time, just like I did there, and floss it up and down. Okay? It's really easy. It's not hard. Take your time. Don't rush. And keep checking. After you do it a few times, check it and see if that's wet for you. That's wet for me. That's a check. Plus. So, alright, Blue. I hope this helped you. If not, give me a holler back and we'll take it again. It's not hard. But remember, if you're too aggressive in a hurry, you can ruin your nib. Your nib can go from this and spring it to that. Or you can get, here's your nibs again. They look just like that. You don't want to get them like that. Or like that. Or like that. You just want to get them enough, just like that, to get that flow going in there, make them wetter. Last but not least, you can always go in your feed. Here's your feed. And down here is that line all the way. The back is a straight line. That is where the ink flows into. And it goes to all them little channels. You can go in there with a small blade of some sort and kind of make it a little bit wider, but take your time, do it slow, because once you start doing that, there's no turning back. If you make it too wide, it's going to ruin your feed quickly. I've done it once, and I came out okay. I was leery, but it came out fine. But I would watch videos on how this is done before I would even attempt to tackle it. So, I hope this helped. And any more questions about that, Blue, give me a buzz. Be safe. God bless. Talk to y'all later. I'm out of here. Peace.